Michelle Vundla, famously known as Mphowabadimo and Themba Mabaso, first shot to fame on Big Brother Mzansi Season 3. From the start, the two were some of the season's strongest contenders. And interestingly, they were never really a sheep that set the streets ablaze while in the house. Sure, both of them individually were some of the season's most popular housemates. But throughout their time on the show, viewers only got a glimpse of a potential relationship, but nothing much really took off. Instead, they were linked with other people in the house where there was a whole lot more potential for something more. From day one, Themba Broly's popularity was off the charts. People related to him because while he was uber cool with that edgy artistic flair, tattoos, street swag and all, he was also very relatable. We will touch on that a little bit more later in the video. The BBMzansi Season 3 winner, Mphowabadimo, on the other hand, was loved for how little she tried to impress anyone, both in the house and outside. But I think, and I stand to be corrected y'all, her popularity began to take off in the first week when BB tasked the housemates with opening up and telling the world their personal stories. Mphowabadimo, a stunning hand from Vuta in the East, captivated the audience when she shared sad details of her life before Big Brother Mzansi came along to present her with another shot at life. I myself began to understand her in a way that made me feel just a little bit more protective of her in the house. Again, a little bit more of that later in the video. But right now, we are looking at how the season's power couple, who went on to build a life outside the show, rose to become one of the most talked about celebrities in the country. Soon, Mphowabadimo would be pregnant with his child, and things looked to be set in stone. Mphowabadimo and Themba were happy, making money, making babies, and making headlines. But before we knew it, things suddenly took a dark and cold turn. The much-loved couple attracted even more attention, but this time for their spiraling drama and a bitter public row. By now, the Season 3 winner and second runner-up were fighting on a reality show, throwing shots all over social media and just flat-out beefing. And all of this while she was pregnant with his child, all out in the public. So what really happened? Stick around as we look at the rise of Big Brother Mzansi Season 3 power couple, as well as the shocking collapse that followed. Talk some sense to me in the comments, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel to be one of the first people to catch what we are throwing out here. Isn't it crazy that out of all the ships that came to life on Season 3 of Big Brother Mzansi, there doesn't seem to be many that flourished after the show? Although in the house, Mpho was better linked to Libo in a situationship that really struggled to take off, Mpho and Ghost had an undeniable chemistry. At some point, however, it was giving more of a siblingship than it did hot romance. Themba, on the other hand, was more about strategy. There were some flirtations with the likes of Venus, but Mans was more focused on forming alliances that would help him win the bag. That didn't happen, obviously, but he did eventually win the heart of a certain Mphowabadimo, with whom he now shares a child. Things might have started taking a turn when Themba's reality show, Themba, My Inked World, started airing on Mzansi Magic. The show focused on Themba's life and career post-Big Brother, which included a deep dive into his relationship with the mother of his kids, Ngobile, as well as his new life with Mphowabadimo. The show marked a big victory for both Themba and Mphowabadimo. Their popularity could only reach higher levels now that they had a reality series focusing on their lives together. But unfortunately, Themba might have ended up getting more than what he thought was coming. By the end of the season, viewers had been made familiar of the complicated love triangle between Themba, Ngobile and Mphowabadimo. Although for a time, it had seemed Themba and Mphowabadimo had been moving forward into a serious future as a young family, it soon came up that things were far more complicated. As a result, Themba faced some backlash from fans who started flooding his online profiles with angry messages and even booing him at shows, allegedly. Firstly, Nqobile revealed that her and Themba had made a pact that he wouldn't go and start falling for someone in the house. After all, they had 2 children to raise together. And not only that, she had been supporting him financially for a time. When Themba left being a priest to focus on growing his hustle as a tattoo artist, Nqobile, who works in corporate, stepped in to keep the boat afloat. But, she said on the show, Themba now began running around with Mphowabadimo, which went against their deal. What made things worse is that as soon as he was evicted from Biggie's house as a second runner-up, he moved back with Nqobile, only for her to find out that, yeah, he was quietly moving forward with Mphowabadimo. Things pretty much fell apart halfway through that season, when Nqobile and Mphowabadimo started exchanging some heated words on social media. By now, it had become clear that things weren't looking good for the couple. Speaking to True Love magazine earlier this year, Mphowabadimo dove deep into the dramatic breakup between her and Themba. The 27-year-old Sangoma talked about leaving the relationship despite advanced plans for the couple to tie the knot. She said, "Relationships come and go, and some work while others won't, and it's perfectly normal. Although we were in the process of getting married, I made the decision to leave the relationship before it was official edlozini, because it wasn't going to work. There was just too much noise and toxicity. So I wanted peace for myself, and I had to be selfish and make a decision that was going to give me just that." In that interview, Mphowabadimo also admitted that her ancestors were against their relationship from the start, but also that she really wanted it to work so bad. She said, "Even though my guides disputed the relationship many times, I was persistent in proving to them that I too deserved a companion. But in the end, their word was final, and as usual, I'm not surprised by this outcome." Yo. And many people have started wondering if things could have turned out differently if she had ended up with Libo instead. The man was head over heels in love with her. In many ways, Themba and Libo are definitely opposites, although in real life they are friends. Libo was far more wholesome, athletic, soft-spoken, sensitive, and a gentleman. His brand is definitely more chill and mellow. Themba, on the other hand, was always more of the edgy, creative type with tattoos and piercings and a big personality. And in the end, however, it is Themba who ended up winning her heart. It's sad that things ended in a place where Mpho was posting pictures of herself throwing Themba's clothes out in black trash bags. Themba has been focused on securing his bags, which was also a big theme on his spinoff reality show. He is all about the grind. And not that long ago, he posted Nqobile on his Instagram, despite ongoing strife with Mphowabadimo. There's no word on whether or not the two will both be reprising their roles on the show's second season, but the fallout from the show has really shaken their worlds. I can't stress how sad it is the way things ended up falling apart between these two. We can only wish the best as they co-parent, and as we wait for the arrival of BBMzansi Season 4, which is set to premiere very early in 2024. Do you guys still think these two can work things out? Talk about that in the comments, leave a like, and absolutely subscribe to the channel for these and more. Until next time, peace.